Hey y'all, what's up? Look, I made a video the other day showing you guys why I would probably sell my home as I venture into retirement. If you're Gen X or the youngest of the baby boomers in retirement or thinking that you don't have enough money to retire on, you might be better off than what you think you are. And it all boils down to the home that you are owning. Some of you guys own a home and bought a house and you went through the 2008 crash, the COVID stuff, and now you're here. And the wealth that you have attained has exploded. It doesn't feel like it because you are still in that house and you are paying crazy amounts of money just to be there. So let me go through this. I want you to sit here and watch this video. I don't want you to scroll off because it's a lot to unpack here, but I want to show you how you're probably freer than you think you are and how to unlock it. Now, first of all, I bought a house years ago. This is my personal experience here. I bought a house in my mid 20s and this house was like $76,000. I'm gonna show you this tax roll here. It doesn't go back to when I bought it in 93, but you can see here in 99 how much the value it was. And it got up to $115,000. Then the bottom dropped out with the 2008 crash. And then we came all the way back. And then as you can see, it exploded after COVID. Now, it didn't have a lot of value. The value of it crept up slowly, but it exploded after COVID. Now this house is $315,000. Now, a lot of you guys have this same scenario. You've been in the house and you went through all the stuff that I went through, and now you have all this value in the house. You absolutely cannot do what a lot of the gurus out there, the influencers out there, and the advisors are out there saying that, hey, you can borrow unlock your equity and borrow against it. Listen, equity, you don't want the double D. It is death, and debt. That's all equity can yield you. Is when you die, it can go to your kids or whoever your heirs are, or you can borrow against it. Neither of those things are beneficial to you. You need to sell that property. You need to get out of it because when you look at how much it's costing just to keep this property for my children. The taxes on it has gone up to $7,000 to have the $7,000 a year. And in addition to that, insurance prices have gone up. It's no longer $900 a year. Insurance prices is in the 3, 4, 5, and 6 going upwards. So you got $7,500 in taxes, $3,500 in insurance, and of course we know property has upkeep, rent, cutting the lawn equipment, things breaking, fixing, remodeling, all of that. That's all that associated with that property. So I need to ask you a question right here. If you came into a lump sum of money and you $300,000 in this case, you came up with $300,000 and you went to the bank and you put it in the bank and the bank told you, hey, we'll take your money and put it in here for you. We'll keep it safe for you, but we're going to charge you $15,000, $16,000 a year just to keep it in our bank. Nobody with reasonable sense is going to pay a bank that kind of money to hold it for you. That's it. You're not doing anything but holding that money for you. Who will do that? Well, that's basically what you're doing with your equity. You're doing that. You are paying to keep that equity in those bricks. That's crazy. You don't want to do that. You want to free yourself. Before, when the property values was just creeping up ever so slightly and slowly, it made sense to own the home. But because everything is elevated and escalated and it costs so much, it makes more sense to rent the home. Because if you take that house and sell it and put it into an investment account, you're going to have over next 30 years, that thing will blossom into $12 million. And, if you use part of it to live off of, it'll be less, but it'll still be millions. When you get that kind of money, the exponential growth is amazing. But you're not going to have that because you're going to have it into the house. You don't want the house. And furthermore, when I say rent, you're renting with the money that you would normally be paying to have the house for the taxes, insurance, and maintenance and upkeep. You can go get a nice high-rise apartment or get a nice apartment. It don't have to be an apartment. It can be a condo or something, and rent for these prices that you're paying for the maintenance, upkeep, taxes, insurance, and stuff. That's what you can do. And then in addition, you don't have to be stuck because a house makes you stay right there. You are stuck. If you're renting, you can be free. No longer do you have to get a year lease. You can get a 6 month lease and spend 3 months over at the beach. And I just looked at some houses at the beach, and they were saying this is $1,800 a month, monthly rate for the month. That is inclusive of your utilities, the water, the Wi-Fi, everything. You won't pay nothing, and it's furnished. You can just live large and go and rent 3 months here, and then you can go to like the Virgin Islands, which is still a U.S. territory, and rent there and live your life and experience. You don't have to be stuck. You may be way more free. So what you're going to have to do is get with a financial advisor. I would get with a realtor, a financial advisor, and a tax advisor to help you go through this. They can show you. They can show you how to get the money, how to get the interest and live off the interest on the money and have it grow at the same time. Remember, you are paying to have this. You are paying to have this, whereas the value of it has gotten up so high to where it now can pay you. Take that money out of that. Stop getting caught up with this generational wealth, because let me tell you, having this house and you dying and passing it on to your kids, it's not generational wealth. It's generational debt. They're going to have to pay to maintain that. But when you have that kind of money locked into the invested millions, which one would your kids rather have? Your little old house that might appreciate it to $500,000, $600,000 when you die, or the appreciated money that after 30 years and they get 12 million or 6 million if you use part of it for your life? Which one is generational wealth here? That's what's going on. It's a new trend. I'm not the only one that's figured this out. I'm pretty sure the smart ones have. You are freer than what you think you are because of the value that you have in your home. Don't sit there and pay all that money to keep that house, man. Get rid of the house. It is over. The jig is up. You have got too much money invested in it, and it's costing you too much money just to have it. Look, I can already tell you what's going to happen to a lot just because it's happening now. The insurance is going to get so expensive, so much, and with you not having a mortgage on it, you don't have to have insurance on your property. People are going to drop the insurance on it. They're going to drop the insurance on it. The badass grandkids or sorry ass kids that you didn't raise properly gonna be in there smoking whatever and catch it on fire, and now you got damage. You got all that money tied up in there that could be wiped out because you don't have insurance or couldn't afford the insurance on that house. You're Gen X. You the youngest of the baby boomers. You're Gen X, worrying about how are you gonna do this thing. Your house, that purchase that you did years ago, that did it for you. And COVID, I'm sorry, it was a bad thing with COVID, but that came out of it, that exponential growth in the value that you have in your home now that exploded. That was it. You need to take advantage of it. So, like I said, I'm letting you all know about this. This is financial awareness. It's up to you to go out there and visit it. Take a look at your standings, where you are in your 401k. Take this money, put it with it. It's probably going to shoot your value up way high. You're going to be able to live. And instead of paying this money to maintain this is doing nothing for you, you receive money and you can live and get out of that rent is bad thing. And it's not. As a matter of fact, to go along with this, not only do you go ahead and rent somewhere to live in the places that you want, you rent the car too. When I say rent, you rent it for the times that you need. Why go and spend $100,000 on this Escalade and it's going to sit in the garage most of the time? You only want to floss a couple of times out of a year anyway. You don't want to be paying all the time and taking all that loss for a car that's sitting in the garage and you only want to floss a few times. Rent that thing, rent it and send it back and let everybody else. You could be traveling all over the world, staying in different places. And when you come home, rent your little whatever it is you want to rent. You have that. And then when you're done with it, you take it back and go back to living regular and go to the next place. That's how you need to try to look at this stuff. Don't get caught in the rental game, the negativity about rental because things has changed. Don't get caught up in the equity trap because that's what it is. It's trapping you and locking you and keeping you locked in. The freedom is going to become when you release that stuff and get your money coming back to you from all the hard work that you put in that you didn't know that you was doing. Hey, this is not a financial advice. This is financial awareness. I'll see you in the next video.